channel. My name is Christy Yoder, founder and CEO of Smart VAs. I host a podcast show titled Master Delegator, formerly known as Delegate Your Way to Success. Can I tell you a secret about me? I am obsessed with teamwork and delegation. I consider myself a lazy entrepreneur not because I don't like working, but because I always find ways to do things in the most effective way. I was born and raised in Manila, Philippines, moved to the States, and grew my agency from one person to more than 40 plus team members as of this recording. I was able to grow my business 10 times more after I hired my first virtual assistants within 3 months. And that's why my goal in this channel is to help you grow your business by giving you fresh perspectives on delegation, up-to-date proven business strategies, and by interviewing successful entrepreneurs to teach you how to scale your business while living a freedom-filled lifestyle. Every week, we upload highlights of my interview with amazing entrepreneurs. If you want to listen to the full episode, please visit masterdelegator.com. Please also consider subscribing to this channel if you haven't already. So, are you ready to become a master delegator? Let's dive right in. Tell us about how you were able to grow your Pinterest.
Okay, so
in
kind of
6 weeks. That's just crazy.
And so I really think that the key to Pinterest success here is that SEO, because, like kind of what you said before in the introduction, like it's not a social media platform. Like it's not a social media platform in the sense that you're really not there to like interact with other people and like and share and comment and whatever, like the way that you can on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. Like you're not really having that direct conversation on the platform, right? Like the only time that you could usually continue a conversation is either if you're commenting on someone's blog or you sign up for their email, like through a freebie, or you just join their newsletter. So like it's very much a search engine, and with search engines, everyone needs search engine optimization. That's not just for Google, because Pinterest is a search platform. Like you need that for all your pins as well. And because like that's just something that I have a background in and I have a degree in. For me, it was very natural to like, it was almost like, why didn't I do this sooner? Because it seems like such a natural extension of what I would do. But so yeah, I started back, really like got serious about it in April, and was able to grow it in 6 weeks. And doing, SEO was like just a huge thing. And just knowing the intention of Pinterest was where like people are there to click. Like it's not like a random thing where you're just, you're scrolling one feed like you are on Instagram and you kind of get what you get. Like people usually just don't I mean, you can like search your home feed on Pinterest, but most people are going to Pinterest to search for something very specific, and they're actually there to click on something to learn more. So like the conversion rate and the click-through rates there are great because people are there for a reason. Whereas like, it's kind of like a mixed box when you get on like Instagram or whatever. It's kind of like whatever the algorithm wants to show you. So having that combination of like the technical aspect, like the SEO, plus, you have to have the great content behind it. And it was really good. Idea pins, they were formerly called story pins, have been huge for me. Those are pretty new. They just rolled that out, I want to say like either the end of May or the beginning of June. Pinterest rolled that out. And it's a little bit of a double-edged sword because like it's very easy to go viral per se. Like I have a couple of pins that have like 20,000 views or something, but like the idea pins aren't clickable, so it doesn't necessarily translate into web traffic. But usually you can get like followers out of that, and followers aren't as important on Pinterest. But it does, allow your stuff to pop up in other people's feeds more. So I would say that there's advantages to it. But getting those followers, and like, if they really like your idea pin, they'll come to your website. It's not as easy as a static pin where they could literally just click it, but there is value in doing those story pins as well. So having that combination of SEO, your good content, I like it a lot because it forces me to be consistent with my blog because I always feel like I need to be putting new content on there. So there's that. But like just even creating fresh pins for old blogs is still a great way to drive traffic to your website from Pinterest. Tailwind is another one that I just don't feel like I could do without. There's free versions and paid versions. But for me, like the volume that you have to put out on Pinterest, like the expectation there is like a little bit higher than other platforms. They really, the very minimum is like 3 to 5 a day, like 3 to 5 pins a day. So being able to batch that content and just kind of have it pre-scheduled in Tailwind has been huge, because I don't think I wouldn't be able to actually run a business and go full time on Pinterest and have that kind of success without it being scheduled.
Are you sick and tired of being overwhelmed and afraid you'll never scale your business? Meet Smart VAs. Unlike many virtual assistant agencies that only assign one dedicated virtual assistant, we provide flexibility for growing businesses by assigning a team of experienced virtual assistants that can do different tasks to support your continuous growth. Visit smartvas.online to book a free discovery call and start growing your business.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm glad you mentioned Tailwind. So Tailwind is a social media scheduler, specifically for Pinterest and Instagram, if I'm not mistaken. And this podcast is not sponsored by Tailwind, just so you know. We're not getting paid. Cindy's not getting paid for mentioning the word Tailwind. So
They called me. I'm available.
Yeah. Yep. So whenever I think about Pinterest, I think of it as a heavy work, because you have to pin 20 to 30 pins every day. Do you do that as well, or you didn't?
I have a schedule where I'm putting like, I think it's like 6 to 10 per day. And, Tailwind, the schedule, it has like a built-in like optimizer. Like you just click optimize and it like tells you the times that you need. So I just kind of like, I set it up on autopilot. I think I spent like, I don't know, like probably like I think like 2 hours at one point, and I literally just went through all my blogs and I created pins around them. And I think I really ended up with like something like 500 pins out of that, and I just dropped it in Tailwind. So like, and now as I create new blogs, I create more pins and I schedule it out. But like honestly, like the way that Tailwind has it set up, it's scheduled through like December of this year. So like it's 6 months in advance. Like that's
Wow.
the things I really have to think about. And then I'm just feeding new pins every time that I'm putting out a blog. And I try to do a new blog or have a guest blog at least once a week, but I really try for 2 or 3. And again, like that just goes back to like repurposing. I put all that stuff on Instagram too. I put it in my newsletters, and but I like that's the kind of like fresh pins that you need. But then if you're creating like this really valuable like evergreen content, kind of like not so trendy stuff, like you can schedule all that out like for months in advance and it's not going to go stale. So that's definitely a recommendation. Another really important recommendation for business owners using Pinterest is to optimize your bio, because again, it is a search engine and your bio is searchable. So you're going to want to put like not just your name there, but you're going to want to put what you do in your bio, and you're going to want to have it be very descriptive. One of the true beautiful things about Pinterest versus like trying to do like keyword research and optimization for a blog, which does take a little bit more time and effort, is that you could do all your keyword research and your optimization right on the app, because if you just go in the search bar, it'll generate like relevant terms to what you're searching for. And if those are the relevant terms popping up, then you know that those are the terms people are searching for. So you just pop that in your copy, and then you know that your pins are optimized and your bio is optimized without like having to go through all these third-party websites like you kind of have to do with blog posts sometimes to get ranked on Google.
Yeah. Awesome. So first you have to make sure that your bio is optimized. And second is I like what you said about knowing the intention of the platform. So now that we have established that Pinterest is not a social media networking platform, it's a search engine tool, you should already know what's the intention of Pinterest. What's their goal, like what they want you to do, and how you should post your content on Pinterest. And you should not only post a post, but you have to make sure that it's great content, that you're putting out valuable content. And you have to also make sure that you have fresh content, fresh pins, and you have to make sure that you are also consistent. And in order for you, or one of the ways for you to become consistent is batch your content. So schedule a day in a month to do all your content for Pinterest, so you don't have to like do it every day. So those are really good ways to grow your Pinterest viewers. So I just have another question. Do you also because in Pinterest you have different boards for different topics, right? Do you also pin other people's content, or you just pin your own content to your boards?
I do pin other people's content, and I think at one point, and I don't know if it's just because I haven't been using it all that long, and there used to be like some sort of rule where it was like 50-50, or you're pinning your pins as much as you're pinning others. It's not really like that anymore. It's like kind of like like for every 7 of your pins, you should pin like 3 other pins. Like it doesn't have to be all about other people's pins, but one way to think of it is just like filling your boards with relevant content, because people can follow your boards too. So if you have like all this great content about like a single topic, then that's really good. That just like adds to your credibility. It adds to that board being a resource for other people. So that's a good thing. It's great to share other people's work and share other people in your community, and also kind of similarly, like if you've ever been on Instagram and you follow somebody and then you see like, you may also like or also know, and it gives you suggestions. Like if you're following other people in your niche, maybe they're a little bit bigger than you are, or like whatever, like it'll show those people who are interested in that larger account's like content, it'll show more of your content, right? Like, so if you like make that connection through a follow, or like, pitting pins of theirs, like, it's just like a signal like that you guys have related content, or like things that are like relatable for other people when they're searching.
Yeah, exactly. That makes sense. Hey, thank you so much for watching. If you want to listen to the full episode, please visit masterdelegator.com, or simply type in Master Delegator on Spotify, iTunes, or any other podcast channels. Please also consider subscribing to this channel if you haven't yet. See you again on the next video. Bye!